Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. An historic winter storm has started lashing the northeast of the US, placing 59 million people under weather warnings and causing power outages and a travel ban in New York City. Parts of the US East Coast have seen over 22 inches of snowfall, according to the National Weather Service. More than 5,000 flights into and out of the US have been cancelled so far, and hundreds of thousands of people are without power. In New York City, where non-essential travel is banned until midday local time, the snow is shin deep. Up to 2 feet of snow is expected in some places. It's the first time in 9 years that New York City has been under a blizzard warning.
Every New Yorker seeking warmth and shelter will be able to find it in our city. We have 22 warming buses, 11 health and hospitals warming spaces, and 13 school warming centers open across our city. We have also redeployed our health and hospitals mobile warming unit to provide medical attention, food, and additional support to those who need it.
A wave of violence has broken out in Mexico after the country's most wanted drug baron was killed in a security operation to arrest him involving US intelligence. Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, known as El Mencho, was the leader of the feared Jalisco New Generation drug cartel and died after being seriously injured in clashes between his supporters and the army on Sunday. 4 other members were killed during the operation in the town of Tapalpa in central western Jalisco state, and 3 army personnel were also injured. Retaliation for the drug lord's death has seen violence spread to at least a dozen states, with roads blocked and vehicles burnt. Pakistan has carried out multiple overnight airstrikes in Afghanistan, which the Taliban has said killed at least 18 people, including women and children. Islamabad said the attacks targeted 7 alleged militant camps and hideouts near the Pakistan-Afghanistan border, and that they had been launched after recent suicide bombings in Pakistan. Afghanistan condemned the attacks, saying they targeted multiple civilian homes and a religious school. The fresh strikes come after the 2 countries agreed to a fragile ceasefire in October, following deadly cross-border clashes, though subsequent fighting has taken place. 19 people have been killed in a bus crash in Nepal, according to police. The bus, which had been carrying tourists, including 1 Brit, had been travelling to the capital Kathmandu when it lost control and fell 200 metres onto the bank of the Trishuli River in the country's central Dading district in the early hours of Monday morning. There were 44 people on board, including the driver, 25 of whom have suffered injuries. The youngest son of Zimbabwe's late former president Robert Mugabe has been formally charged with attempted murder at a brief appearance in a South African court. Bellarmine Mugabe was arrested last week after a 23-year-old man was shot and injured at a property in an upmarket suburb of Johannesburg. He was then taken into custody alongside his bodyguards. Neither man has commented on the charges. Appearing in court dressed in black, Mugabe looked calm during the proceedings. Bellarmine is the youngest son of Robert and his second wife, Grace. Robert Mugabe, who died in 2019, led Zimbabwe for 37 years before being forced out of power at the age of 93. An armed man has been shot dead after entering the secure perimeter of US President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence in Florida. The man was carrying a shotgun and fuel can when he was stopped and shot by Secret Service agents and a sheriff's deputy. The incident happened around 1:30 a.m. on Sunday morning when the president was in Washington, D.C. The suspect has been named as Austin T. Martin of Cameron, North Carolina, according to CBS.
There's a lot more investigation to be done. FBI is the lead agency. We'll be assisting them. And fortunately, nobody was in jeopardy inside because of the quick action that was taken by the deputies.
And the remains of Italy's patron saint, St. Francis of Assisi, have gone on public display to mark 800 years since his death. Italian officials say around 400,000 people from around the world have reserved a place to see his bones in the central Italian town of Assisi. The 13th century skeleton is being displayed from Sunday at the lower church of the famous Basilica of St. Francis of Assisi. His remains have only been seen in public once before, for a single day in 1978, to a very limited group of people. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.